Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. No ad today. That's because I realized the summer collection has ended. Has ended, actually. But welcome in. It's Friday. We made it. We made it to another stream. I hope you had a good week or an okay week at best. You know, it is one of those things. Sometimes they're great. Sometimes you survive. You know, you do what you can. This week was not bad. Not bad, you know. I do work full time, so dealing with that and all that stress, and sometimes it goes slow, sometimes it goes fast. Sometimes by the end of the week, I am just ready to hibernate for the weekend. But right now, I'm doing okay, doing all right. So hopefully you are as well. We have 5 amazing member requested videos for you today, all requested by members of ToddReacts.com. If you would like to request your own videos, you can certainly do so. Like I said, ToddReacts.com, season tiers, series tiers. Go ahead and check those out. And while you're there, don't check out the summer collection because that's gone. But check out the accessories. Those are still there. Those will be there ad infinitum as long as they're offered. And I do have a couple of them in front of me. The Rocks Glass, of course. It's got a nice little energy drink, nice little pick-me-up because I wake up pretty early in the morning all week. So I need it about now. We got the pint glass because it is Friday. We got a nice ice-cold apple juice in there. An adult apple juice. It should be delicious. It is October. Happy October, everybody. It is October. It's the season. It's the great season. I don't know if you're like me, but this part of the year is just perfect. It is so perfect. The weather gets a little colder. You know, maybe some leaves drop, 1 or 2 later on. Maybe you're already, further north than I am, and you already have wonderful fall colors going on or something like that. But who knows? Who knows where you are? Where are you? Don't answer that. It's rhetorical. But yeah, gets a little colder around here. Starts to feel a little bit more like twilight. That wonderful setting. Everything gets a little shade of blue. It's just, it's a beautiful time of year. And I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. But this is the first stream in October, and I'm excited. I am excited. I am thrilled. And then, of course, we have the brand new... It says sold out, but it's not. I just have to hit a setting. It is the double wall tumbler. Keeps your hands dry, your drink cold. I got a ton of ice in there. I don't know if you can see that. You probably can. But it comes with the straw as well. Love it. It has been keeping my drink icy cold because I do talk a lot during these streams. I don't know if you've noticed, but maybe you watch with the sound off. Who knows? But it keeps my drink nice and cold, which is what I need. What I need. Stormy and cold. Summer is over. Indeed. Unfortunately, where I'm at, summer hangs on for a little bit. Unfortunately, we are not there yet, but it is into October, so I am celebrating early, okay? I'm celebrating early. I'm not going to let the hot temperatures get to me, but it is what it is. It's not quite there yet, but I can watch movies, and those movies will transport me into a place that's colder and nicer and more fall, even though we won't see it until probably November, honestly, which is sad, but it is what it is. Weather was so bad today, and the cat's holding me personally responsible. Well, that is unfair, but you are the cat's world, so it all revolves around you. When it's good, it's your fault. When it's bad, it's also your fault. It just is what it is, I suppose. But go ahead and check out the accessories because the summer collection is no longer there. Winter collection is being designed and is almost done. I can say that with full confidence. And if you're wondering if we're going to do another giveaway like we did with the summer collection, you're damn right we are. So be on the lookout for that. We will be doing a giveaway, of course. It's fun, it's exciting, and it gets you, the opportunity to win something for free, which is awesome. So go ahead, and if you're already there on the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Over 14,200 of you have already done so. I appreciate it greatly. There's over 1,100 videos there, as you can see before you. You just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. I don't even know how long that would take, but it would probably take forever. I do make playlists for grouped sessions. So if you're looking for Cat's Eye, if you're looking for Jeff Satter, if you're looking for One Piece, Dragon Age, Gemini Fourth, MaxNet, Lycan, whatever. If I've done a couple videos of it, I've probably made a playlist to kind of help you out. So go ahead and check out the playlists as well. I kind of gave a little bit of the news away. I've been working on the winter collection of merch. You know, things that are more heavy and keep you warm and all that good stuff. There are some interesting items that I've been seeing and working on. It'll be a little bit of a depart from the norm, but I think you'll like it. It's a lot of fun, and it's kind of interesting. It's always interesting to see, you know, what's available to select from and whatnot. So should be awesome. And yes, we will do a giveaway. We will do a giveaway, potentially too. Which shouldn't be a surprise. I mean, I do a giveaway with the launch of everything, but then I do a holiday giveaway. So technically 2 giveaways before the end of the year. So if you didn't win the first time, you still got another chance. So let's go ahead and look into this further. Again, happy October. Thanks for being here. Mellisa, Benoist, I think I'm saying that right, and Chris Wood are going to sing Old Fashioned Wedding. Was a concert for America in 2019. That's how we're going to start. So we're going to start with a little song and dance, and then we're going to move on to a Tess and Victor Tess and Victor video compilation from One Life to Live, which is not General Hospital. I tried to go off memory, and I completely screwed it up, which, you know, I don't know. I tried to go off memory. I'm like, oh, yes, Tess and Victor. I remember them from General Hospital, and then completely screwed it up. So it is not General Hospital. It is One Life to Live. Yikes. So sorry about that. Peggy Carter and Howard Stark, that is next after the One Life to Live. That is, of course, from Agent Carter. And then we're going to round off with a Given Moments that make me scream for 5 minutes straight. Obviously, it's from the anime Given. I've reacted to Given a couple times so far. It's been good every time, so I'm hoping for the best here. And then we're going to end stream and kick off your hopefully wonderful weekend with a Michael Top 10 video. It is Sweetness Overload. So end on a high note, end on sweetness, start off with song. I think I figured it out. I think I figured out the layout of this stream, but it was difficult. I will say that. It was kind of difficult this time. Explanation for Link's not titled Tess. The character is Jessica, and she's a split personality, and the alternate is Tess. Okay, all right. Good to know going into it. Good to know. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the first one. I had a little issue with Firefox earlier, unfortunately, so that's why I was a bit delayed. And, of course, if you're watching us on YouTube, you're going, and? But if you're watching live, you're going, oh, that explains it. All right. Googling this research was so confusing, not knowing the show. Yeah, that is true. My apologies. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited that it's October. If you weren't here for the live, I played Fell in Love with October by Girl in Red, I believe it is. Just kind of get in the mood of October. It's just a great time of year. All right, let's jump into this. Mellisa Benoist and Chris Wood, Old Fashioned Wedding, concert for America, September 21st, 2019. There's a few glitches in the screen recording from the stream. Okay, that's good to know before we jump into this.
2 amazing singers, so this is what it was like before you got married. Please welcome to the stage Mellisa Benoist and Chris Wood. Come on out, guys. So Chris, you're representing Israel, and Mellisa, you're representing Marco, just FYI.
You made this make sense seamlessly.
Thank you.
Couldn't make more sense.
Take that at face value. What was it like?
We'll have an old-fashioned wedding.
Is there anything? I gotta say this.
In That's good
Is there
old-
anything more cringe than that like award show banter that they try to set up and it just comes off as like rehearsed and cringy? That's literally what I just felt.
old-fashioned way. I'll vow to love
That went all the way
you
through the body. It was just
forever. You'll vow to love and honor and obey. It's old-fashioned, bear with me. Someday in some little chapel, someday when orange blossoms bloom,
He's got a great
we'll
voice.
have an old-fashioned wedding, a simple wedding for an old-fashioned bride and groom.
Okay.
Good?
I want a wedding in a
Pretty
big
good.
church with bridesmaids and flower girls.
Oh, no.
A lot of ushers in tailcoats, reporters and photographers. A ceremony with a bishop who will tie the knot and say, do you agree to love and honor, yes, but not obey? I want a wedding ring surrounded with diamonds and platinum.
That sounds expensive.
A big reception at the Waldorf
Sounds
with
expensive.
champagne and caviar. I want a wedding like the Vanderbilts had. Everything
Oh my
big, not
gosh.
small. If I can't have that kind of a wedding, I don't want to get married at all.
We'll talk about this, though. We'll
I want a
have
wedding in
an
a big church with
old-fashioned
bridesmaids
wedding.
and flower girls.
Musical Annie gets her
That
done.
good
Tailcoats,
old-fashioned
reporters
way.
and photographers. A
I'll vow
ceremony
to
with a bishop
love
who
you
will tie the
forever.
knot and say,
You'll vow to love
Number one,
and
I had no idea Melissa could
love
sing.
and honor, yes, but not obey. I want a
Somewhere
wedding
in some
surrounded
little
with
chapel.
diamonds and platinum. A big
Someday
reception
when
at the
orange
Waldorf
blossoms
with
bloom,
champagne and caviar. I
we'll
want a
have
wedding
an
like the Vanderbilts had.
old-fashioned
Everything
wedding,
big, not small.
a
If it's
simple
not a
wedding
big wedding,
for
I
an
don't want to get
old-fashioned
married
bride
at
and
all. If it's not a big
We'll
wedding,
have
I
an
don't want to get
old-fashioned
married at
wedding.
She was in Glee? What? That was number one. Really good duet. Both of them can sing extremely well.
Two Mason
Wow. I am kind of floored. I'm flabbergasted. I don't get to use that word very often, but it's true. I'm flabbergasted. That's crazy. Number one, I didn't know she could sing. Number two, this is news to me that she was in Glee. Now that I know she's in Glee, obviously you probably sang just a little bit in that show, right? Just guessing. He can definitely sing very well, like wildly well. And it's difficult to sing musicals because you got to do, like Broadway, you got to be able to enunciate like super clear. It's not enough to just kind of like mumble through the song or not project the song. Like you literally have to be so clear and clear cut in your words so people can understand your singing dialogue, basically, which is so difficult to do. I don't know if you've ever attempted it or tried it. I was in chorus in high school, and we did a couple songs. We did a performance on the musical, The Music Man. And of course, you're singing dialogue basically. You're singing as well, but there are some lines in there where you have to say like full sentences. And it's like, you're having a conversation through song. So it was half of the time we were training how to be able to come across clearly while also pushing so much air out of your body, basically. You're breathing heavy through the words to get sound out and project, but you're also trying to make that sound crisp. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy to do. And the people who can do it very well, like obviously on Broadway, off Broadway, wherever this stuff takes place, in theaters, all over the place. It is difficult. It is extremely difficult. Go ahead and throw a like on that. That was lovely. It was a great way to start stream. Let's go ahead and pull up some information. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw it some much-deserved love. And of course, check out the channel. They might have other videos that might interest you as well. And if they really interest you, send them on over, toddreacts.com, and we'll take a look at them. Go ahead and throw that link in the chat, and then we will pull up some information on Mellisa, which apparently I need. I had no idea she was in Glee at all. Wow. Actress and singer. I had no idea about the second part. Her first major role was Marley Rose in the musical comedy drama Glee. No way. That's crazy. In which she was a series regular during the 5th season. Okay. It's probably when I wasn't really paying attention to Glee. I didn't really watch Glee. Actually, I didn't watch Glee at all. Didn't at all. I saw commercials for it, all the PR work that they're doing for it and whatnot. Tune in to Glee, 8 o'clock, whatever, on Fox. I saw all that stuff, and I knew it was on. I just never actually checked it out. I think I was watching... I don't even know what I was watching at that point. Probably... By 2012, yeah, I'm way on to other stuff, I think. I don't even think I was watching network television at that point, brutally honest. 2012. I can't remember what I was watching. It was more my bros show. Yeah, it certainly had a large fan base. I know that from reacting to Glee videos, but yeah, that's interesting. She rose to widespread prominence for obviously playing Supergirl, which is where most of us probably know her from. Benoist film appearances include the drama Whiplash, which I have not seen, but obviously I heard that it was incredible. I think it won an Academy Award or something, or multiple Academy Awards. Band of Robbers. I don't think I've ever heard of that before. Romantic Western, The Longest Ride. Oh, that was with Scott Eastwood. I think I saw that, actually. Pretty sure I saw that one. Patriots Day. Oh, geez. Oh, that's with Mark Wahlberg. Haven't seen that one. Lowriders, Sundogs. Okay. She portrayed the wife of cult leader David Koresh. Oh boy, that was a thing. Born in Houston. Got a BA, Bachelor's of Arts from Manhattan College. Oh, she's married to Chris Wood. Well, that explains a lot. Interesting. Very, very cool. All right, let's figure out what's going on with Chris Wood. Let's see here. Oh, he played Kai Parker in the Vampire Diaries. Oh my gosh. Gotcha. Oh, and then he played Mon-El in Supergirl. Okay, for 2 years. Voiced He-Man in Masters of the Universe Revelation. He played Russell Hammond in the Broadway musical Almost Famous in 2022. Bachelor's of Fine Arts degree in music theater. Well, obviously that paid off, right? He used it. Did a bunch of regional theater productions, Little Mermaid, Damn Yankees. Okay. Joined the 6th season of Vampire Diaries as Kai Parker. Left the series in 2015 to pursue other projects. Returned to the role on 2 separate occasions. Cool. 2-episode guest arc in Legacies. Oh, he was cast in the pilot for Containment. I'm pretty sure we reacted to that. I am definitely sure about that. Joined the cast of Supergirl, series regular in an undisclosed role. 4th project with the CW. It's kind of interesting that the CW holds on to these actors for a while. Like I assume they just have a really nice rapport with them, and then they just keep hiring them back. It's very much like the Hallmark Channel with their movies and whatnot. They'll just hire the same people over and over and over. I'm sure you're all aware of Adam Sandler and his group of buddies that he always hires back for literally all of his movies, including his own wife and family that was in the most recent one, Happy Gilmore 2. Literally, his own kids were in that one, which I think is just so cool. Ryan Murphy, Ryan Murphy, certainly. Third link is a relationship timeline. Nice. Containment, and of course, a huge playlist of Vampire Diaries. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, here's the timeline, relationship timeline for them. Let's go ahead and pause that. May have begun as Supergirl co-stars, but they've since become so much more, from going public with a romantic relationship in 2017 to welcoming their first child together 3 years later. The couple has quickly achieved some pretty important milestones. Interesting. First met on the set of her series, Supergirl, where she played the titular character, Kara, of course. He joined in season 2 as Mon-El, Supergirl's love interest. Oh, well. Kind of like Madam Secretary, huh? Interesting. Sometimes that works out. Sometimes it works out for a while and until it doesn't. Shout out to Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. 2020 baby then, rough. My oldest nephew was a lockdown baby too. Yeah, that would have been rough, certainly. 2017, spotted vacationing together in Cancun, Mexico. Hey now. What happens in Cancun stays on the front page of TMZ and The Sun. Or page 3, whatever it is. June 2018, new couple made their red carpet debut at the Tony Awards. There you go. I was like, wait, why is Taylor Swift all over this? It's an ad for their next articles. Page 3 is something else. Indeed. I've seen it a couple times. 2019 announced their engagement via Instagram. Yes. It will always be yes. Dang, look at that rock. Is that what people say? I don't know. September 2019, the couple got married later that year over Labor Day weekend. Oh, that's nice, because everybody's got Labor Day weekend off here in the U.S., which is, fantastic. It's easy to, catch a flight or enjoy a nice long weekend. Subtle little thing, yeah. They held an intimate wedding ceremony in, I don't know how to pronounce that, Ojai, California? I've never heard of that part of California before. Celebrity guests included Paul Wesley, fellow Supergirl actress Odette Annable. It was a beautiful setting for a wedding, very peaceful and quiet. The vows were brief and lasted about 15 minutes. Hey, that's what we like. Quick and easy. Done and done. Let's get to the drinks. There was lots of cheering and applause as it ended. Source continued, there were lots of glowing candles, okay, and lights strung above. Do love a good fairy light. The food was served family style. Okay, thoughts on family style. Thoughts on wedding food. Because I've seen some wedding shows where, buffet is a thing, family style is a thing, picking your own entree before you even show up to the thing, like on the RSVPs. You can pick beef, fish, whatever. I've seen food trucks as well, just kind of walk-up food trucks. I've seen food station kind of things. It's almost set up like a cafeteria in a way. I don't know. What's your ideal wedding meal option or meal service? It's an American phrase I've heard, but I don't know what family style is. Family style is you're seated at the table. So it's taking a page off of sitting down with your family for a meal. you put a big plate of stuff in the middle of the table, and then you literally grab the plate, take some off, put it on your plate, and then pass it to the next person. They put some on theirs, and literally all the plates just go around until everybody serves themselves, and then the plates get taken away. That's basically what family style is. And of course, next courses, they put it, or they either hand it to you or they put it in the center of the table, and then you help yourself around, and you can either pass it to people or put it back in the middle, basically. So that's what family style it means. Everyone passed the dishes back and forth. Oh, there you go. There's kind of an explanation. Literally the next words. It looked like an elegant outdoor dinner party. There was a lot of laughter and happiness. I wonder if they went with circular tables or lengthwise tables. Like those tall, like picnic tables. Like long picnic tables. As someone with allergies, not too much choice is my ideal situation, but I can just have the rolls. Yes. Rolls are rolls really help make the meal. That is true. If there's like a sauce to the meal, the rolls become like a way to like escort that sauce right into your mouth. Like it's fantastic. Obviously, choices are the best option, I think. I've seen ones where I've literally seen like McDonald's catered weddings before. I haven't seen it in person, but I've seen like photos of it and video. That is, part of me is like, that's so cool. And then the other part of me is just like, that is not great. I don't know. I guess it just depends on the people getting married, right? What speaks to them, I suppose. November 2019, Benoist posted. Benoist posted an intimate wedding photo of her and Wood embracing with the caption, "I'm always going to remember looking at you every 5 minutes on this day, knowing both of us were thinking, how in the world did we get so lucky? I still don't understand how, but you prove to me every day that I'm one of the damn luckiest out there." Okay. She also included a Dior tag on her white gown. Well, hopefully she got paid for that. I mean, that would help pay for the wedding a little bit. A little Dior sponsorship there. That's cool. Or maybe it was free. It might have been free, honestly. That's nice. That's very sweet. Maybe when it's midnight and everyone's been drinking. Yeah, then the McDonald's truck. Bring it in. Bring it in. March 2020, Benoist announced that they were expecting their first child together, writing a non-canine child is coming to our family very soon. Oh my gosh. Christopher Wood had always been an old dad by nature, but now he's going to be a real one. That's funny. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wood also posted his own announcement that leaned more on the comical side. You don't say. You don't say. Photo's a joke, but the news is real. Well, there you go. Later, they announced they were having a boy. September 2020, first photo. Huxley. What an interesting first name. The little hand. Be right back. See you in 18 years. That's so funny. Literally. Wood made his Broadway debut as a musician, Russell Hammond, in Almost Famous, as we talked about earlier. Benoist joined him on the red carpet. So unbelievably proud of him was the caption. That's great. That's awesome. Very cool. Wished Wood a happy Valentine's Day in 2014. Sweet photo of them at the beach. Why am I getting like anxiety as I'm scrolling down this? I know they're still together, but I'm scrolling and I'm like, oh boy, what's next? They played co-stars in the upcoming series Duo, written and executive produced by Christopher Wood. Still in development. That's cool. There you go. That's the latest. December 2024. I'm sure there's later, but that's the latest in that article. But yeah, that article was giving me anxiety. Like, we know they're still together, but I'm scrolling. I'm still scrolling. What's going to happen? Oh my gosh. All right. That was awesome. Great way to start here. Let's go ahead and move on to Tess and Victor. And if I remember correctly, Victor was a bit of a wild one. The story is pretty ridiculous, but as most soap operas are. But that's what makes it fun and interesting, and keep people coming back for it. But oh my gosh, I'm sure if you've seen a couple other streams where I reacted to soap operas and just reading along the plot lines, it's literally like this, of like robbery, murder, kidnapping, poisoning. It's just back and forth. You don't even know where to go with it. But those writers are on something. Whiplash, indeed. Let's go ahead and jump into this. It's Tess and Victor. It's literally titled Bad Guy. So there you go. I do remember correctly. Just not the name of the show, apparently. But let's go ahead and jump into this. I'm sure it's going to be Billie Eilish. But we'll see what song it is.
You got me. I am Jessica's better half, so to speak. Nice to meet you.
That is her split personality, by the way.
White shirt, now red, my bloody nose sleeping. You're on your tippy toes creeping around like no one knows.
So he's an ex.
Thanks, God. How's life on the lam?
Bruises on both my knees for you.
Where's that coming from?
Wow, maybe it's coming from the fact that you think you can read me like a little book.
Well, I do know you.
So you're a tough guy, like you really rough guy. Just can't get enough guy, just always so puff guy.
It's time to confess, Jessica.
Shut up!
Backing away from that.
Neither am I. Who would I want to hurt?
I'm the bad
Besides you.
guy. Duh.
Oh, that was closed fist. Look out.
So, you want to dance, or are we done here?
I'm the bad guy.
That was smart. She was probably going to throw it at him.
Like it when you take control, even if you know that you don't own me.
You don't like me either.
You're right, I don't like you. It's really not my job to bail you out, Tess.
Me likes to sing
Oh, you're done. Okay.
with me, but she won't sing this song if she reads.
Your sweet little angelic niece Jessica is nowhere to be found, and I'm in control now.
So you're a tough guy, like you really rough guy. Just can't
I can't believe you don't understand that I'm doing this to save your neck!
I'm that bad type, make your mama sad type, make your girlfriend mad type, might seduce your dad type. I'm the bad guy. Duh.
Thanks a lot. You know, all you ever think about is yourself. This is why you lost your entire family, you arrogant little bastard. Get your disgusting hands off me.
And remember, I can hurt you just as bad as you think you can hurt me.
This is pretty wild for daytime TV. I will say that. I wasn't aware that the daytime crowd was into this kind of stuff.
Tess, the only reason you're out here is because Jessica lost her grip, but she's gonna get it back. She always does.
No, you see, she's not gonna get it back. You owe me.
I don't know you anything, Tess. You manipulative little...
I like when you get mad.
What the hell is up with you?
What? You're starting to creep me out.
Right back at you, sister.
What are you talking about?
Talking about the fact that you're Tess.
I don't see what she sees, but maybe it's cause somewhere in America.
We killed a monster. Yeah, you know all about that, don't you, Tess?
Brennan, I thought you said your name was Jessica.
Run, run, get out of there. Get out of there.
Who would Tess want to hurt? Let me think. Whose brakes failed recently and almost killed Vicky?
Oh, that was an accident. You can even ask the mechanic.
Oh, talked to him already, have we? Paid him off, perhaps?
Oh, that's your style, not mine.
Oh my gosh. Whoa. That was something. Are they related? They better not be. That was interesting. Good Lord. So yeah, Tess is definitely bad. Victor as well. But they seem like a match made in heaven, don't they? I mean, they might be a little toxic. They might, cut some breaks here and there. They might, throw each other around, but they seem pretty wholesome, don't they? They seem pretty, Disney in a way. I'm sure there's an uptick somewhere. Maybe they have matching sweaters. Maybe they like long walks on the beach. Maybe they, memorized each other's coffee order. Maybe, hopefully. Is there any redeeming quality? Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. Oh my gosh. Ay. All right, let's pull up some information on Tess and Victor and One Life to Live generally, and then we will go over that. Here we go. Check out the channel of the editor of the video. I will throw their link in the chat. She said your little niece Jessica isn't here or something. Like, that's her, I thought. Yeah, I think I heard that too, actually. It started in 1968. Wow. Okay, so it was on ABC, which is a network channel here in the U.S., for 43 years. Dang. And that was on Hulu and iTunes via Prospect Park for literally a couple months in 2013. Interesting. Boy, I had no idea. So over here in the U.S., our soap operas are all daytime. So it's on at like noon, 1, 2, 3 p.m. Like we're talking not nighttime, whatever. So this is pretty spicy. Pretty spicy for the daytime. Heavily focuses on the members and relationships of the Lord family. Okay. In 2010, One Life to Live became the last American daytime soap opera taped in New York City. Earned this distinction after As the World Turns, which had been taped in New York since 1956, aired its final episode. No daytime serial has emanated from New York since. Interesting. Oh, it was canceled after 43 years due to low ratings. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, we got Jessica, a.k.a. Tess. All right, let's get past the casting, development, storylines. Here we go. Tess. Let's see. Tess. Oh, here we go. Following Tico's death, Jessica begins to suffer from blackouts and losses of time. It's soon revealed that, like her mother, she has dissociative identity disorder. Once again, romantically involved with Antonio in 2005, but her wild alter ego, Tess, parties and meets other men. Tess uses Todd's signature. I forgot his name was Todd. Todd's signature from the card to get herself released, but Todd, already suspicious of Jessica's behavior, figures out that Jessica is under the influence of an alternate personality and drags her to Landfair, I think, to tell Vicky. Not wanting to be integrated out of existence, Tess incites a huge argument with Todd that causes Vicky to have a heart attack. She survives, but Tess escapes to New York City. Tess then steals a car. And then the person she stole a car from finds himself attracted to her. He saves Tess from a would-be rapist, and realizing she has nowhere to go but will not admit it, takes her into his home. The icy Tess warms to Nash, telling him that the Jessica she blames for ruining her life is her dead twin sister. Todd tracks her down, but is thrown off the trail by a protective Nash. Tess begins falling for Nash, who she stole the car from. Jessica briefly reemerges and flees back to Landview. Nash follows and whisks Tess, who is, I guess, now Jessica, to Napa Valley, which is in California. Nice winery area. One of the biggest in the U.S. What's up, Megan? Aired at night on SoapNet. Oh, okay. I did not know that. Although, now that I think about it, I didn't have cable television growing up, so it might have. And I only saw those shows on broadcast TV during like their daytime spots. So I had no idea SoapNet was even a thing. In love with conflicting parts of the same woman, Antonio and Nash are at odds. Jessica's getting treatment, but Tess is still not under control. Whoa. That is unbelievable. I'm not going to be joking here. It's kind of hard to keep track going between Jessica and Tess while reading it, but I'm sure it makes a lot more sense in the show. Landfair is the Lord family home, Google says. Appreciate it. Lambview is the town. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. One Life to Live. Jessica's integration. Multiplicity has made it into the soap opera world. On the soap opera One Life to Live, the character named Jessica Buchanan has dissociative identity disorder. In earlier episodes, Jessica spent a fair bit of time in an inpatient hospital unit addressing her trauma, her grief, etc. According to Jessica, she resolved her difficult emotional issues and dealt with her internal system conflicts so sufficiently that she was able to integrate. Her small internal system agreed that it was time for them to tuck back inside. And even though the viewing audience knew that Jessica had at least one more huge unresolved traumatic secret, Jess went about enjoying her life, as if she was completely healed. For what appeared to be months of time, Jessica looked and acted as if she was integrated. Bess and Tess were nowhere to be found. She was only Jess. She felt like she was completely integrated. She believed it firmly. Her family believed it. Her friends believed it. Did you believe it? Anyone that knows anything about multiplicity and dissociation should not have believed it. Why was it inevitable that Jessica's alleged integration would fail? Because she had unresolved trauma. She was holding on to a secret from herself. This wasn't a small secret. It was a huge secret involving the death of a child and criminal behavior. Ooh. Yeah, that's quite a bit of trauma to get over there. Jess was still unaware of what Bess did. Tess knew a portion of the story, but not the whole thing. Both Tess and Bess knew they hadn't told Jess. Oh my gosh, that is so confusing that they all happen to be that close in name. Jess didn't know that she didn't know. Frankly, Jess, Tess, Bess are still a big mess. But it's a soap opera, so I wouldn't expect anything less. Oh my gosh. Come on now. The point is this. When the parts of the system hold important, traumatic, and or emotionally distressful information from each other and from the host personality, there's no way that a genuine integration can occur. Holding this kind of secret from yourself means that you are keeping disassociative barriers and amnesic walls. Maintaining disassociative walls is not possible in real integration. The very definition of integration means there are no disassociative walls holding back secret information. So, of course, for Jessica, Bess, and Tess, or if you want to go that crazy, Jessica, Bessica, and Tessica, they couldn't not return. That's what Bess and Tess are short for, by the way. If they could have kept anything and everything totally controlled and not let any kind of trigger or reminder occur, they might have been able to stay hidden inside, but that is unrealistic. Absolutely. Unresolved, unprocessed trauma is much more likely to get triggered repeatedly until those memories are resolved. In your healing journey, there will be trauma issues to sort out and address, but remember, until the whole of your system is aware of what happened to everyone else, you will still have dissociative walls. As long as you have dissociative walls, you cannot be fully integrated. Interesting. Dr. Seuss, indeed. All right, Victor. Oh, boy. Here we go again. Formerly Thomas Todd Manning, by the way. Fictional character from the ABC soap One Life to Live. Oh, boy. I love the crimes committed. Let's see here. What do I want to read? Obviously went to prison for a grape, and that's what we say on the internet just to get around some things. Since Marty then knew that Todd had raped her in college, she considered their intimate encounter, at his house to be grape due to Todd taking advantage of her and her amnesia and not giving her enough information to make an educated enough decision in giving consent. Prepared to represent himself in court, that is a terrible idea. Todd's other ex-wife and attorney came in. Todd went ahead and pleaded guilty, but Taya convinced Todd to let her represent him. Taya then convinced Todd to plead not guilty and convinced the judge to allow him to change his plea. Boy, that looks bad. That looks really bad in front of a jury. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. Well, oh, my God. I got to read this. After hearing the verdict, Taya was able to get him completely off scot-free, which is a way of saying just completely not guilty. Star stood up in court and told the judge that Todd had tried to kidnap her baby, and she ended up dying. Todd then was charged with attempted kidnapping. Could you imagine that? Like being totally, you're not guilty, free to go, and then somebody stands up and is like, tried to kidnap my baby, and then immediately you're charged. While waiting trial, knowing that Todd was obsessed with her and still felt he loved her, Marty lured him to a hotel room. What? We're talking the prosecutor here. Like, we're talking the prosecution. In that grape trial, lured him to a hotel? What? She led him out onto the roof and coaxed him into committing, ending himself by jumping off the roof. He did, but he fell into the river below like an absolute madman. Of course he did. What? Where Blair and Tia were, and they saved him. Tia then told Star about Todd's attempted to end himself. And when Star testified at the trial, she changed her story and said he did not try to kidnap her baby. Therefore, Todd got off again. Teflon Todd here. Nora, the district attorney, however, threatened to have Star arrested for perjury unless Todd confessed. Todd confessed that he was actually guilty of everything, namely graping Marty and trying to kidnap Star's baby, to Nora, Marty, Star, Cole, Blair, Taya, and John after the judge had left the courtroom. Oh my gosh. What a chain of events. That is just unreal. Boy, that's something. That is absolutely something. Okay, so crimes committed. Punch Spencer Truman in the stomach, attack Christian Vega, threw somebody against the dresser, slap Marco, punched him in the stomach, beat up Cole. Wow. Just absolute wow. You know, these are very like wildly heavy topics. But when you're reading them off one after the other, and it just is a laundry list of just the most heinous, like, acts and stuff like that, it's almost comical in the way that it's such just grossness. I don't know how else to put that, but it's I wouldn't say it's ridiculous, but it's a lot. It is a lot to kind of compute and follow and all that stuff. And I'm sure, obviously, in soap operas and soap dramas, there's multiple different storylines going on. It's not just like boom, 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 like 5 episodes in a row. It's just the worst of the worst. But when you get it condensed like this, it is a bit off-putting. just a bit. But yeah, Victor is an interesting character, to say the least. Hey. I think we can say without a shadow of a doubt that Victor and Tess, not good for each other. Not good. I know, it's a hot take. It's a very hot take. But definitely not conducive to Jess's well-being, for sure. Good grief. I used to watch a UK soap. Slayer Kitty did too. Shout out to Slayer Kitty. She'll text me like, guess who's on Marriage 5, or guess who actually committed murder again. That's so funny. That is funny. It's a lot. It's a lot. Watching soaps is basically yelling this is dumb the whole time, but also being completely invested. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, they really, it's kind of the beauty of it. Like I will say this, for the actors, it really flexes your acting muscle. Like, you really have to be able to be believable, because the storylines are so outrageous that you have to try so hard to make that seem like it's real, and they're, real people, but they're also kind of stretching it as well. Like, they're really making the unbelievable believable. So that's why, not surprising. We looked at it before, like many moons ago. We looked at the former soap opera, soap drama actors that are now movie stars, and it is a long list of great actors that you've definitely heard of. And it's not surprising that they're able to kind of transform from soap opera to movie star, because frankly, they're not being asked to do quite as much. I don't know if this is a hot take, but I would be willing to venture that starring in a soap opera or drama would be way harder to act than any sort of movie or TV show. Like, it would take a lot. Number one, you got to be ready to cry at pretty much any second at this point. Like, these storylines are just, like, they ask you and you cry immediately. And you just have to deal with some wild storylines. Like, they're so wild, they're almost funny in a way. Obviously, they're heinous stuff, but it's too much. It's so much. I'll also say that Brie Williamson, Tess, said that she had the most fun working with Trevor, Victor. They usually had trouble getting through scenes without laughing. Absolutely. I mean, some of those scenes were just so exaggerated that it was kind of funny in a way. They're back and forth, roasting each other, it seemed. Especially if you get close to somebody, and, you know, your friends are friendly or whatever, that throwing her against the wall scene would be hard not to laugh if you're an actor, if you're one of them. Because, I mean, that's literally your friend that you're having to do that to. So it would be kind of difficult to to hold in laughs. Street moments. Yeah, summer collection is over. Over. Winter collection is coming soon. It is being worked on, literally right now. Well, not now. I'm a little busy, but it is being worked on, like, around now. All right, let's move on to the next one. It is Peggy Carter and Howard Stark, I Cannot Lose You. This is obviously from Agent Carter, of course. Let's go ahead and jump into this. Here we go. Just saw outtakes of some GMMTV actors laughing after scenes of being thrown into a wall ended up denting the wall. It's very true. It's very true. I mean, you get close to the people you're working with, and having to be like that serious and like that menacing and doing that stuff, it's funny. Like, it's fun. Like, obviously the storyline is not funny and what's actually happening is not funny. But when you're acting it out, it's pretty funny. It's got to be. Let's go ahead and jump into this. It's Peggy Carter and Howard Stark, I Cannot Lose You.
That was Mr. Stark's newest associate, Miss Peggy Carter. I don't think she's like the others. I think he respects her.
Some days
Now that's the Peggy Carter I need.
for what?
To clear my name. I'm gonna need someone on the inside, someone I can trust.
Oh, you
Peg,
nothing.
there's no one I trust more than you.
Made it through the maze to find my one in a million.
Did you miss me?
And now you're just a preacher.
Stark is the best civilian pilot I've ever seen. He's mad enough to brave this airspace. We're lucky to have him.
And all I gave you is
To a time and place.
I was just thinking about Steve. I was like, I think Captain America's got something to say about this.
That holds your greatest ship.
I'm going to regret this, aren't I?
Absolutely.
He's one of the founding members of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I know they're not using me right over there. Tell her she'll be running S.H.I.E.L.D. with me. You want a mission that matters? This is it.
Basically about their grief for Steve and Peggy and Howard's friendship.
What is in the vial? Tell me this isn't like it is. What's in the vial?
You know. We both know. Steve Rogers' blood.
You used me. You lied to me.
You hit me!
You don't get to use my reaction to your lies as a reason
Yeah,
for your
I
lies.
do. I knew how much Steve meant to you because I know how much he means to me. I was protecting
Howard is Peggy.
Peg! I found his signal! I'm almost there!
No, you must listen to me.
I'm gonna bring him home, Peg!
Howard, turn the plane around. Come back and we'll talk about it.
I can't do that. I can fix this!
You don't have to fix anything.
Peg, all I've done my whole life is create destruction. You was the one thing I've done that brought good into this world. I trust you to keep me safe.
You're punishing yourself.
I'm redeeming myself.
I have enough blood on my hands. I don't need yours as well.
I've had to go
How
through my
can you
life
not
not caring what
love
people
that
think of me,
line?
but I do care what you think. And after everything you said to me last time, I thought,
Howard, I was angry. That doesn't mean I want you to
Hypnotized into
die.
thinking
well,
he's
that makes
fine
two of
to
us.
save
You know and I know that this is my fault.
I'll do it.
Nope.
Steve.
I built it. Badly, as it turns out. My responsibility.
Howard, you are the one person on this earth who believes in me. I cannot lose you.
You were respectful.
But then I met Dr. Erskine and Howard Stark, and then finally Rogers. And I must say, my opinion changed somewhat after that.
Oh, you were another one now.
Stop counting, Howard.
Well, that was sweet. That was very nice. Nicely done. Excellent edit. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw it some much-deserved love, and also check out their channel. They might have other videos that might interest you. And if it really interests you, you could always request it, toddreacts.com. I will throw the link to that in the chat for those of you watching live. Let's pull up some information on Peggy Carter and Howard Stark. Here we go. All right. Peggy Carter. To Steve Rogers, the world has changed and none of us can go back. All we can do is our best. And sometimes the best that we can do is to start over. Boy, is that not true. Sometimes I think of the past, you know. I'm sure we all do from time to time. We think of our previous life and we just go, dang, what I would give to just go back and experience that again. Or, you know, have people in your life alive or not gone or whatever it may be. Like, it is brutal to think about. But then again, that is just your mind playing tricks on you. We are in the present. That is what we can deal with. We can deal with the present and set ourselves up for the future. We cannot go back. That is just not possible yet. I'm leaving a door open just in case. You know, time travel, who knows? I haven't flung myself into a black hole yet. You know, that might be the key to traveling through time, or maybe there will be a TARDIS showing up one of these days. I was nostalgic for the first Captain America to Agent Carter era, so I requested this. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I just watched the first Avenger Captain America movie. Obviously, you know, that kind of kicked off this whole thing. Amazing movie. Amazing movie. Like, there was not a lot of interaction between Peggy and Steve, but boy, was that pulling at the heartstrings. Oh my gosh. That movie, Captain America, the First Avenger, is one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. Like, that had everything. That was almost the perfect movie. Like, truly one of the best. Best story, best actors, just an incredibly good arc. Oh my gosh. It's one of those movies I can go back and watch over and over and over. I've probably seen that movie 10 times. It's so good. I haven't even seen Endgame and Infinity War that many times. Like, that movie is just so on the nose perfect. Oh. So if you haven't seen it in a while, or maybe you haven't seen it at all, go check it out. Please, please do. Peggy Carter was one of the most prominent agents in the Strategic Scientific Reserve during and after World War II, and one of the founders of S.H.I.E.L.D. Originally a codebreaker, working at Bletchley Park. Interesting name. She joined the Special Operations Executive following her brother's death. Later joined the SSR, formed to fight Hydra. On the mission in Germany, she saved Abraham Erskine and Johann Schmidt. Success of her mission enabled the SSR to start Project Rebirth and develop their super soldier serum, alliteration aside, to make their army of super soldiers. During the project, of course, befriended Steve Rogers, one of the project's candidates. Carter assisted him in becoming the world's first superhero, eventually falling in love with him. I mean, the way she looked at Steve Rogers when he came out of that chamber, ooh. Lord have mercy. She was dang near drooling. As an agent of the SSR, Carter helped former colleague Howard Stark clear his name when he was accused of being a traitor. Later traveled to Los Angeles, where she clashed with Whitney Frost over an extra-dimensional zero matter. She helped Stark found the new peacekeeping organization. Why am I not able to read right now? Strategic Homeland Intervention, Enforcement and Logistics Division, better known as SHIELD. Eventually married an Allied soldier and became a mother of 2 children, though she would continue her service in SHIELD during the turbulent years of the Cold War, becoming the agency's director by 1970. No worries, Bluetooth keyboards are very ornery. The Accused of Being a Traitor was season 1, the video we just saw. Okay, all right. One of the few movies I wish was longer. Yes. Oh my gosh, I wish that movie was much longer. By the beginning of the 21st century, Carter retired and saw her great niece, Sharon Carter, follow in her footsteps. During her retirement, a young Rogers was pulled from the ice and found to be alive. But by this time, she had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease and struggled to recognize him. She died peacefully in her sleep. Oh man, that's brutal. That is absolutely brutal. I'm assuming she did recognize him, although she struggled. Boy, I bet that moment was incredible. Wow. Howard Stark, of course. I'm limited by the technology of my time, but one day you'll figure this out. And when you do, you will change the world. What is and always will be my greatest creation is you. Sounds like he's talking to Tony. Following the end of World War II, Stark was framed for distributing weapons to enemies of the United States. He put his friend Peggy in charge of the effort to find proof of his innocence. Eventually, his name was cleared when it was proved that Johann Fenhoff was framing Stark in an attempt to gain revenge for the Battle of Fanau. He later founded Stark Pictures while assisting Carter research Zero Matter. Following the dissolution of the Strategic Scientific Reserve, co-founded SHIELD along with Carter to be its successor. After managing to recreate the super soldier serum, Stark and his wife were targeted by Hydra and assassinated by a brainwashed Bucky, Winter Soldier. He was before Tony. Steve was the greatest thing he'd ever made. Yeah, absolutely. She had moments and then forgot again. So it was like The Notebook. Steve read his story of her and Peggy every day so she would come back to him. Then they died peacefully together in their sleep. No, that's The Notebook. Marvel's Agent Carter, episode 4 recap. Howard Stark, friend or foe? Marvel's Agent Carter has returned following a week hiatus. Appropriately enough, the Blitzkrieg button is all about making a comeback with Howard Stark resurfacing in New York after being labeled a traitor to his country. Though Peggy recovered Howard's missing stash of gadgets, his outlandish collection, and one item in particular, remains central to the latest episode. With his stock at an all-time low, and he's linked to the murder of SSR agent Krasinski, Stark has to remain underground, and there are larks aplenty as the professional ladies man, there we go, holes up in an apartment building populated entirely by single young women. Okay, come on now. What? In the early stages, the zippy repartee between Dominic Cooper and Haley Atwell is great fun, but there's more to the Blitzkrieg button than a comic book twist on Tracy and Hepburn. I don't even know what that's referencing. Howard is risking arrest because he needs Peggy to steal one of his inventions back, ostensibly a gadget that's capable of prompting a blackout, both citywide and irreversible. Jeez. And which therefore shouldn't be left in the bungling hands of SSR scientists. In truth, Stark is after a vial of Steve Rogers' blood. Priceless. Since it contains the only example of the super soldier formula, and deceives his friend because of his concerns over her own involvement with Rogers might complicate it. Howard justifies his lies, and more generally, his ends justify the means attitude, the same one that son Tony will later inherit, by arguing that a working-class New York boy like him could never have got as far as he had playing by the rules. In an argument, he's convinced he will win Peggy round. As a woman in post-war America, she has many of her own obstacles to face, but his deception and what she sees as an abuse of Steve Rogers' legacy is too much to forgive for now. Whether we as a viewer buy into Howard's justifications or not, the Blitzkrieg button does a lot to show there's more to the character than a stock ladykiller type, as does the revelation that he may somehow be involved in the Finau conspiracy. Interesting. Shoe polishing. Leaving his hot-tempered lackey Jack Thompson in command of SSR as he pursues a lead in Krzeminski's murder, Roger duly travels to Germany to interrogate Nazi war criminal Colonel Mueller, and in doing so uncovers truths about the Battle of Finau. I don't think we need to get too deep into this. Interesting. Very interesting. That was similar to Peggy's reaction of Steve coming out of the chamber. Your reminder that Howard Stark is constantly shown to have the same feelings for Steve Roger that Peggy Carter does. I knew how much Steve meant to you because I know how much he meant to me. I know you loved him. I loved him too. That was such a funny scene. Jack Thompson was Chad Michael Murray? No way. Dick Tracy and Audrey Hepburn. Oh, okay. She was not meant to touch Steve in that reveal scene? Yeah. That's funny. That is funny.
There's a reason. Yeah, I do. I knew how much Steve meant to you because I know how much he means to me. I'm protecting you.
Oh, don't pretend this is about me and my emotions. You were out to
See this
protect
turmoil that you're in. Look at you.
I trusted you, Howard.
I know, and I was wrong. But you have to understand. A kid like me doesn't get to where I'm at.
But wanted for treason.
Side. My father sold fruit. My mother sewed shirtwaists for a factory. Let me tell you, you don't get to climb the American ladder without picking up some bad habits on the way. There's a ceiling for certain types of people based on how much money your parents have, your social class, your religion, your sex. The only way to break through that ceiling sometimes is to lie. So that's my natural instinct, to lie. I shouldn't have lied to you. For that, trust me, I am truly sorry.
Why did you have Steve's blood in the first place?
I was one of the lead scientists on Project Rebirth. 11 vials went to the government, 1 vial went to me. Does the SSR know they have the vial?
Why shouldn't they have it?
The government's almost through their supply. If they know they have mine, they'll never give it back, even if you clear my name.
That still doesn't mean you deserve to have Steve's blood.
I believe that sample SR-53, that blood, Captain America's blood, holds the key to vaccines, medications, possibly even a cure for the common cold. Steve Rogers may not still be with us, but he can still save millions of people.
And how many millions of dollars are you set to make?
What the hell do you think of me?
I think you're a man out for his own game, no matter who you're charging. You are constantly finding holes to slither your way into in the hope of finding loose change only to cry when you're bitten by another snake. You're a man who says, I love you, whilst looking over a woman's shoulder into the mirror. Steve Rogers dedicated his mind, his body, his life to the SSR and to his country, not to your bank account. I made the same pledge, but I'm not as good as Steve was. I forgot my pledge running around for you like a corporate spy. So thank you, Howard, for reminding me who Steve was and what I aspire to be. For all I know, you did steal your inventions.
Wow. Wow. What a speech. Oh my gosh. Is she wrong? Was he just trying to make a buck? That is a good question. Wow. That was very well done. Excellent writing there. Honestly, I liked his speech and hers. Dang. What a moment. can't help but think that, you know, and this is probably a little cynical, but you can't help but think that, you know, if the higher you climb, the more you have to potentially screw someone over or potentially lie. Whether it's a big lie or just little white lies, as they call them. Like, it's not surprising that some of the worst people rise to the top. It just isn't. But I would be willing to argue that good people do too. But it's just kind of one of those things. You get to choose. You know, we have free will. You can choose to go one way or the other. And it's really up to the person. Season 1, Agent Carter was great. Sadly, they nerfed Season 2 and it got canceled. Nerfed it? Really? Oh, jeez. That was brilliant writing. That was lovely. That's really sad. Dang. That's one of those scenes that you probably witnessed and you just had to kind of like sit there for a moment and just kind of take that in. That was wonderful. Wow. Like I said, that era of Marvel is like perfect. Perfect. Oh my gosh. Trying to think if there's any other movie that even comes close in my mind to that one. Obviously, that's not a movie. I'm aware. But like I said, Captain America, The First Avengers, literally my favorite Marvel movie ever made. One of my favorite superhero movies. I would definitely put Batman Begins up there as well. And The Dark Knight, of course. That whole trilogy was phenomenal. Darn. I'm trying to think. Maybe the first Avengers film. Maybe the first Avengers film was close. Very close. But the storyline of Steve Rogers and the fact that Chris Evans, who before that was just, you know, he was the Human Torch. He was doing, you know, not quite as big of movies and shows and stuff like that. Certainly movies. And then he just absolutely owned that role. Like, he owned Steve Rogers and Captain America so well that I had no interest in watching anything Captain America after that. Like, I still have no interest in watching anything Captain America after that. Like, he owned that role and that entity so freaking well. I was not expecting it. I honestly, when I heard Chris Evans was going to be Captain America, I'm like, ugh. You know, first reaction was kind of negative. You know, maybe that's the cynic in me, but I was not expecting greatness. And what he gave was greatness. Absolute greatness. Too great, some might say. And the fact that he's almost ruined Captain America for anyone else who tries. It's kind of brutal, but it's true. Both were right in their own points, so it was a great scene. Yeah, absolutely. Figuring out Stark's motivations when he wasn't always seeming too sure was fun to watch. Yeah, that's very interesting. Complicated character, for sure. And Tony was no different. Very complicated. All right, let's move on to the next one. It is Given Moments That Make Me Scream for 5 minutes straight. I was always more X-Men than Avengers with the comics and cartoons, but Chris and Sebastian made me a huge Cap and Bucky fan. Absolutely. I don't know how you watch Captain America and even Sebastian, obviously, as Bucky. How do you watch that and not just be instantly drawn to it? Like, it is just phenomenal. They absolutely nailed that. Growing up, I was definitely more, and technically I still am Batman, like over everything else. And obviously, I loved the animated series. I loved Batman Beyond, the animated series. And then when Christopher Nolan's trilogy came out, I was just like, oh my gosh, it's everything I ever wanted. But but Captain America really grew on me because of Chris Evans and his portrayal. Amazing. Truly. X-Men, always been great. I loved the animated series. I used to watch it every weekend. It was one of my go-to cartoons. Obviously, I initially thought Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine, I was like, ugh, I don't see that. And then he showed up just jacked, just ripped. I was like, whoa, what happened? Like, he must have gone on some like unbelievable fitness journey, but he just embodied that role. And those, I really do love X-Men movies. Like the first two, X2 specifically, that moment in the beginning when he clears the house, the school, I guess it is, the school for the talented and gifted and all that stuff. He like jumps from the second story and like, you know, brings out his claws or whatever. Oh my gosh. That was so good. That was one of the best openings to a movie I think I've ever seen. Some of those X-Men movies were just phenomenal. They walked so the Avengers could run. That is for sure. Opening of X2. What a moment. What a moment. Oh, one of the best opening scenes of any movie I've seen. Like, it was just incredible. Given was tough for links, as you've reacted to a fair bit, so I've used a lot of. That's to be expected, honestly. I'm not surprised. But let's jump into it. Let's do it. I've talked enough about X-Men and Captain America and whatnot. All right. Given moments that make me scream, I will not be doing any screaming. I can promise you that, okay? Your ears will be saved for 5 minutes straight. After 5 minutes, then I'll start screaming. 5 minutes and 1 second into it. Actually, I got to move this so I don't totally block the subtitles. All right, here we go. We'll move this slightly over. There we go. That should be good. All right, start that over and get into it. Gibson guitars are great. They're beautiful. I don't play guitar, but it's fantastic. What is it? I don't know. Okay. For some reason, Firefox is being weird. Let's see if we can get this to load properly here. Come on now. There we go. Jeez. Okay. Been having issues with it. Apologies. A lot of head patting going on here.
俺が器用だって話だろ。秋彦を好きになってから願掛けのように寝ながら口もぐもぐしてるの可愛さの過剰摂取で死ぬ。じゃあ床で寝ろよ。何しずちゃん。俺はお前の歌で弾きたい。指先は上野山くん。何？ 春上野山のフォローよろ。どうしてくれんの明彦。おい春樹、こっち向け。お前もっとうぬぼれでもいいぞ。
Love language, physical touch.
景色があるんだ。ありが。
よく頑張った。
何その変な歌。
Good job out there, bro.
帰ったら風呂場でセックスしようぜ。
どうも。
この家全体から真冬の匂いする。
あと5分。次は違う歌が作りたい。
うるせえよ。ああ、この部屋涼しい。
お前何ニヤニヤしてんの？
横浜みなとみらい。一体何をしに。真冬。
上野山くんが好きだよ。好きだよ。恋愛的な意味の話。
やめて、本当にやめて。もう分かったからやめて。
Reminds me of Bad
誰が
Buddy.
歌ってるの？
The amount of times I have seen that like rooftop near a fence like exclamation of love is just wild to me. At this point, it's like cliche. You're overlooking some sort of horizon, whether it's water, whether it's a skyline.
どうしてリアクション偏差値がな。
替えの利かない相手を好きになって。
誰からでも求められる。
は？何？
春樹、
何？
ただいま。
コンビニまで行ってくる。え？
今行かないで。
なんなんだよ。
それから年が明けて。
お前に見合う男になりたかったからだ。
春樹、触ってもいいですか？いいよ。好きです。俺と付き合ってください。いいよ。
This is like intense date asking. I need you to go out with me now.
勘弁してくれ。
廊下に人。浴衣どう？
いいんじゃね？
そう。上野山くん、彼氏。
高校生でお客さん気分なのかな。
わかるよ。
なんなんだよ。おいで。
本当におめでとうございます。
離れていく。いけるから。
春樹くんを僕にください。
おめでとうございます。
Oh my god.
つまりに。
Physical closeness is the name of this. It's like all we saw was either wild exclamations of love or some sort of, was it skinship is the name of it? Amazing edit. Those are definitely some moments that'll make you scream, for sure. If you're a big fan of Given, you're probably just like losing yourself right now. Link down below. Throw that some love. Link down below in the YouTube video description when this gets posted to YouTube. For the original video, go throw it some much-deserved love that has almost 900,000 views. Whoa. There's the link for those of you watching live. Let's pull up some information on Given. Again, the information is kind of dwindling at this point, but it is what it is. We've reacted to quite a few Given videos. 10th Mix Manga Bundle includes new anime DVD. We're still doing DVDs? I guess, right? I will say this. Physical media is, at least for the meantime, the best way to hold on to something. I'm sure you've seen it where, whether it's Amazon, not to call these places out, but whether it's Amazon or Netflix or something like that, they have a habit of losing licenses to things. So even if you purchase it, that is not a right to own it. You are just purchasing the use of it while they have the license for it, which is wild. Wild. So when you buy something off, any store, I'll just generalize it, won't even say anybody's name, but if you buy anything off anybody's store, technically you're just buying a license to use it. So maybe you buy, I don't know, maybe you buy Given from a online marketplace. And they go, yeah, same for ebooks, absolutely. You're like, hey, I really like this book. I'm going to buy it. You're not technically buying it. You're basically renting it until they lose the license, which is not great. So definitely, if you're into books, get some hard copy or, EPUB version for those in the know. Download it offline onto your own storage so you actually have it. I'm just saying, I might have some EPUBs of certain books that I have downloaded, and that's about as specific as I'm going to get. So go check it out, look into that, research, all that good stuff. Released October 1st. This was a couple days ago. Limited edition bundle for the compiled book volume for Given's 10th Mix spin-off manga includes a new anime DVD with 4 new episodes. Oh my gosh. The new Given 10th anime episodes are titled Uka, Emergence, To the Mountains, Love's Waltz, and Given Your Choice. Ooh. Wow, that's huge. Like ducking out of the way. It's really neat. That is super cool that they released 4 new episodes. Ran from January 2024 to March 2025, so this year. The mixed story is set 10 years after the story of the main manga. Crunchyroll previously ran Given the double album in theaters in the US on June 16th as a double feature. Given the double album is streaming now on Crunchyroll alongside the main Given series with English, Spanish, Portuguese, German, French, Italian, Russian, and Castilian Spanish subbing. Here's an overview of the 2 movies. Band is on a path to greatness, just as Mafuyu begins to question if he should be the group's singer. Ooh, little crisis of conscience there. Kind of interesting. Mafuyu runs into an old friend. Could this be the sign Mafuyu needs to step up to the microphone once more? Hey, that sounds nice. Given 2020, less than 50 ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. But then again, I'm not expecting a lot on Rotten Tomatoes. That's more of like movies and TV shows. 67%. Complicated emotions run high while the band prepares for their big performance. I would say so. Those are very complicated emotions. Phenomenal movie, this person says, that brought so many emotions to the surface from an already powerful story. So remember the missing arc. Hold on. Okay. From the Given anime that was described involving the relationship between Akiko and Haruki, well, this movie shows where that missing arc has been, I guess. Wow. Okay. Little movie stuff. Wonderful movie full of emotion, great binge-worthy songs that complement the series perfectly. Wonderfully crafted movie that offers great songs and touching moments. That's not surprising. It's only an hour long, easy to consume for sure. So if you're a fan, check it out. We noticed that ads aren't being displayed. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely not. Good call. The Given anime adaptation was a huge hit, but is the movie worth watching? Ooh, good question. During the summer of 2019, Given began airing and became a surprising hit, considering that shows like Vinland Saga, Dr. Stone, and Fire Force also premiered around the same time, as well as Given being a boys' love series. This came as a surprise to many. BL enthusiasts loved it, as expected, but it reached an audience beyond the scope. Upon watching the series, it isn't hard to see why. Actively avoids many BL stereotypes that can make audiences uncomfortable. What are those? That's the kind of stuff I'm interested in. What are the stereotypes that make people uncomfortable? They should have gone into that. While taking care of its portrayal of Mafuyu and Ritsuka's blooming romance, there's a clear balance in the relationship that allows them to be equals rather than personalities revolving around their role in the relationship. Following the anime's success, the studio who produced the anime and new animation studio Blue Lynx released a sequel movie covering the very end of the manga's Volume 3 through Volume 4 and 5. Though it's the same series, the Given movie is very different from the anime because it shifts its focus to older cast members, Akiko and Haruki. Because of this, some fans question the value of watching it. Why? What? For anyone wondering, here's a few things to consider. Maturity in relationships. The initial story between Ritsuka and Mafuyu has a very different tone than Haruki and Akiko's. For Ritsuka, this is a case of first love, where he has no idea what his feelings are or why they're so strong until halfway through the anime. Meanwhile, Mafuyu has had one previous, but it was intense and ended in tragedy. Because of this, there's an innocence about the pair. Ritsuka's panics at the idea of being alone with Mafuyu or doing something as simple as holding his hand. He fumbles and worries about his actions and if they're okay because he's never had feelings like them before. Mafuyu is stuck on firsts, like many teenagers are. Many of his firsts were with Yuki, so Mafuyu goes out of his way to make new ones with Ritsuka. By contrast, of course, we got the oldies, we got the old-timers, we got the senior citizens, much more experienced in dating, have been in several with different people before the start of the series. In Akiko's case, he's still in relationships with other people to varying degrees. Hello. To highlight this, the content is more graphic than the original. Hello. Whoa. Got some NC stuff going on here. Intimacy is a prominent aspect of the arc, not even 10 minutes into the film. Starting off strong. Starting off very strong. It's clear that Akiko and Ugetsu still sometimes sleep together. This was implied throughout the anime, but now it's confirmed and the tone of the arc is set. The relationship is toxic. Why does this not sound interesting to people? I guess they like the more innocent-y, first time, awkward teens over the toxic, messy, older kind of thing where you've been there, done that. I guess. But it gives kind of like a different look to it. I mean, both are reality. Both happen in reality, so I don't know. The relationship's toxic. Akiko and Ugetsu admit to hating each other. Oh, gosh. And being bad for one another, but always keep coming back. Coming back for more. Because of this, Akiko's mood drops dramatically and he sleeps around. Hello. This leads to the biggest BL trope Given uses that a lot of anime fans want to get away from. Dubious or lacking consent. Wait. Sleeping around doesn't mean lacking consent. Are we what? Like, are we just showing grape scenes constantly? Like, what is this? It isn't as extreme as other BL, but it's still a scene that those who are sensitive to such themes should avoid. However, it isn't accepted as it is in other series. Both characters regret what happened, and trust needs to be rebuilt between them afterwards. Regardless, those who enjoy Given for its lack of intimate content should keep this information in mind. So it's a little bit more mature, is what we would say. Thematics in Given, the movie, while more mature, hey, there we go. I literally just said that. The content of the Given movie holds true to its main themes, while not about grief in the way that Mafuyu and Ritsuka's story is. Akiko and Haruki's arc still focuses on moving on from the past. However, this is mainly from Akiko's side, as the major event is the breakdown of his relationship with Ugetsu. The anime stated that Ugetsu was Akiko's first love, and he explains that loving Ugetsu was the most painful thing he's ever experienced. Yet they lived together in such a way that's too intimate for them to be simple roommates. Where Mafuyu's moving on is tied into grief from Yuki's death, Akiko's moving on is finally getting out of a relationship that brings more pain than pleasure. That struggle is portrayed wonderfully, ringing true for viewers who have been in similar situations. Akiko and Ugetsu's relationship is a mess. They broke up years ago, yet they still act like a couple. They hate each other, are jealous of each other, can't get enough of each other. Oh my gosh. I'm sure we've all known somebody that has kind of fallen into that trap. And it's just a cycle. And you just keep going back. Ugetsu, and you don't say anything bad about the other person, because you know they're going to go right back. And then you're going to be awkward with them, and then it turns into a thing. Been there, done that. Not great. Don't say anything. That is my advice. It's hard to watch, but even more difficult to experience. Just like how Mafuyu's process is one step at a time, it takes time for Akiko to go through this change. This arc begins in the summer, where season 1 left off, and doesn't end until spring. Nearly a year passes, and it takes all that time for Akiko to truly recover. Anime fans who enjoy this aspect of Given would be remiss, to overlook this portion of the story. The characters. For many fans, the reason they're drawn to Given is the main characters, of course. Their meeting is in the inciting incident from the series. At this point, the relationship is the most developed. The most important parts of the story come from Mafuyu and his growth as a character. I feel like a lot of these points are just, yes, it's other characters. They're going to be different. It's their story. There you go. It's more mature. For fans who wanted more of the main pairing, well, obviously, what? Yes, they're not the main pair. Why are we repeating this? This would be disappointing to see, especially if they've read the manga. This is because certain pieces of the manga were left out of the movie in order to make the plot more cohesive. In these cut scenes, or cut sections, Ritsuka and Mafuyu have larger roles, and a particular chapter addresses more of Mafuyu's trauma since losing Yuki. While it's understandable that these cuts were made, this may deter viewers who specifically care about Ritsuka and Mafuyu. Anime fans should not fret, though, as these bits were compiled into an OVA that is also available. Well, there you go. To pad out the article, I think so. I think we're doing some word counting here, is what I think we're doing. But, yeah, I mean, it just sounds like it's more mature, bit more graphic, I guess you could say. And they really go into the second pairings relationships and, the mess that comes with being a little older, having a little baggage, as they say. Is it on again? Is it off again? Who knows? I think both are very important to show and consume. If you're really into like the awkward teenager phase and all that stuff, that's great. But also, you will get older, and then you'll have a little bit more in the realm of Haruki and Akiko's kind of life, and maybe these people, maybe you're experiencing it third hand, but you will experience something like this, guaranteed. So it's probably best to consume the content and kind of take some negatives from it, take some things to avoid, see redemption qualities, all that good stuff. Seems a little bit more rounded, the movie. All right. Why everyone should watch the Given anime. Okay, here's a reason for the anime. Just released its first season in 2019. Boy, that seems forever ago, doesn't it? That seems wildly long ago. Already launched itself into a growing top anime and all-time list. Anime about finding the light in the darkness. It's also very much an anime about discovering oneself, and the way that characters do that is through music. We don't need to go through the background. We've done that before. Let's see here. Why you should give it a watch. While it falls within the BL, slice of life, romance, and drama genres, I believe that every anime fan, no matter which genres they're a fan of, should give Given a chance. Aside from the amazing musicianship displayed by the characters and the original music, that's always good. Given has so much to give in terms... That's so funny. Given has so much to give in terms of its storyline, and its characters and their lives are ones you'll truly become invested in. I've been known to stay away from shows because they look too sappy. And while that wasn't the case with Given, I must admit that I was worried that this would just be another run-of-the-mill romance. As someone who typically does not give anime, the amount of times, every time I say give, just kind of stands out because it's the title of it. Like this one, a chance, I quickly learned that I'm missing out on some phenomenal series after finishing the first season. As I mentioned earlier, Given is an anime about finding the light in the darkness, but it's also very much an anime about finding oneself. And the way the characters do this is through music. The music in the show, even though it's mostly instrumental, is some of the best I've ever heard. Throughout the season, you'll hear Mafuyu humming a melody, and he does it so much that it'll just be stuck in your head. The moments associated with this melody are some of the best scenes in the show, but the best scenes come when they have their first show together as a band. That moment in particular is one to behold. I don't want to give anything away, but watch it and you'll understand why. If you're into music, it digs deep into what it means to be a musician in a band, even more so how you would get started as one. Nice. For instance, Yama takes Mafuyu to a music shop to buy his first pedal. Throughout the season, you'll learn things about music and the instruments they play. Given accurately follows how someone would start off as a musician in the real world and the struggles they face. That's cool. As you learn more about Mafuyu and his connection to his guitar, you'll find out why this anime is so profound. As he falls in love with music, he falls in love with life, which in turn allows him to connect with himself and others, and it's a truly beautiful thing to witness. Awesome. You can watch it on Crunchyroll. That's not an ad. Honestly, the movie sounds pretty good because it kind of like captures a more rounded, it's not as, primary love couple focused, which I get it. If you're really into that, obviously you're going to lean towards that. But I think probably the movie, they were going for a more rounded out appeal. Like it kind of appeals to people that are into the awkward teen stuff and also the, more adult, messy, toxic, that kind of stuff. So, appears like the movie is a bit more mature. So watch that, with that as a warning. Excellent edit. Loved it. Let's go ahead and move on to the next and last video of the day. I mean, this is coming around really fast. How long? Almost 2 hours. Wow, it has flown by. What is happening? MichaelTopten, Sweetness and Chaos. Oh boy. This is going to be interesting. Sweetness and Chaos. All right, let's go ahead and move this over a little bit. I don't want to be blocking any of it. You made this one, Jace? Nice. Here's how confident I am. I'm going to go ahead and throw that a like immediately. There you go. What's up, Slayer Kitty? Happy Friday.
Your smile lit up like a sunrise
North and Sonic and Pit Babe.
touch so soft where the seasons flow. We met where the stars take
yes,
their
Pit Babe.
flight. Every moment with you feels just right.
I'll never forget that article than I was reading. I'm sorry, TikTok Lite. What's that? They have a new show coming out? That stream was funny. I was set up.
I'm a bad bitch.
Oh, it's a Halloween. Nice. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'll never escape it. If Slayer Kitty's involved, I know I'm doomed. Okay?
I'm so stupid in love. Let's get married in Vegas. We don't need a guest list. I don't wanna think too much. Let's get matching tattoos. I don't wanna think.
It is so cheap to get married in Vegas. I looked it up for no reason, but I thought it was interesting. I think it's like $100 US to get married with Elvis impersonator. Or maybe $200.
ตลกป้ามันจะตลกป้า เทปุ๊บแล้ว10 รอบ แต่ว่าเกมเมื่อตอนเกมแรกอ่ะเขาบอก
Michael lost to top 10 man red push-ups. That's funny. So we've seen this a lot in these compilations. So I'm assuming the whole cast or part of the cast gets together and watches the show afterwards and kind of like talks about it, gives a little commentary, maybe their own reaction to scenes and stuff like that. I'm assuming that's what happens, but it seems like that happens quite a lot. The cast do reactions. Cool. That's awesome. It's the people you trust that mess with you the most. Oh my gosh. Can't sleep anywhere these days. Sometimes they do huge events. Nice. You watch with the... That's wild. Certainly with DVDs, they used to do commentary. You could watch the movie with commentary, audio commentary. So it's cool that they do it with shows. I wish that happened more, frankly. Filming an NC scene. Oh no. Now imagine doing a reaction with your family, and then the NC scene comes on. Like that is... I remember... Was it Z or Nunu? Had to do this twice. And I remember the kid getting their eyes covered or whatever. That's funny. Z's family, yeah. That was so hilarious. The sweetness before the chaos.
Excuse me, Cody Cup. I do random shots of people.
One shot.
And would it be okay if I take your photos?
Okay.
What's your name?
Michael.
Michael, you are?
Top 10.
Top 10. What? I'm recording. Is it okay?
It's okay.
For TikTok. All right. Okay. Awesome.
That's awesome. I've seen a couple videos like that where they just do like professional shots of just random people, and it always comes off amazing. That's awesome. The angel on the shoulder. Locked in.
Everybody asking how we doing, say we good. Don't need no one to tell me how to live just like they would. It ain't their business.
For the Halloween show?
I don't know why.
Oh, Goddess bless you from death. Yeah.
I found another guy. He
ไม่ต้องถามถึงดวงชะตาว่าเราเข้ากันได้ไหมจะตาสีเวลาข้างหน้าก็คงไม่เท่าหัวใจดวงสมพงษ์ก็คงไม่เท่ากับใจที่มันสนใจ
I was just thinking Songkran, but I'm like, is it just raining at a concert right now? Like, I didn't know. I was like, that could be Songkran. If Thai actors are wet, it's good to know. Good to know. Trust my instinct. I knew it. I just didn't believe myself. Ooh.
I swear you keep me close, just let me go, 'cause you never know what
That hand placement, though. That was the wildest opening of a video I've ever seen on this channel.
They lead my life going on. You make my heart beat. It travels from silent darkness to staring.
Obviously, this is a game. Trying to keep the ball up. Or whatever that is. If it's not a ball, it's a
I just wanna stay here till you find my love. I just can't get you out of my mind. You're in my dreams every night. I feel love. I just wanna keep a promise. I feel us. Please let me fall into my arms. You're the one in my life. Baby, you make my world so
Yeah, you don't say. Oh my God.
It travels from silent darkness to staring light. We hold our hands back to the homeland. I feel love.
Oh.
I just wanna keep a promise.
All clickbait events are interesting. You don't say.
We can find your love. This special moment. Let's see us now. My dreams realize. Faith in love. I don't wanna break a promise. Faith in us. I just wanna.
Well, I guess we're about to see it sometime.
You're so Sigma and
Oh my gosh, really?
ขอพูดถึงน้องเทนครับ คืออันนี้ผมจะไม่เคยพูดที่ไหนคืออย่างนี้ครับคือสิ่งที่มันเป็นอยู่ตอนนี้คือผมเนี่ยอาจจะดูเหมือนเป็นแบบเมฆข้างรักอะไรเงี้ยคือผมอะไรวะเมฆข้างรักไม่ใช่คือผมดูเป็นเหมือนเมฆข้างรัก แต่ว่าคือผมก็ข้างจริงไงคืออย่างนี้ครับผมจะบอกว่าจริงๆแล้วผมรู้สึกว่าสำหรับผมนะคือน้องเทนเขาทำให้ผมนะพัฒนาขึ้นในทุกเรื่องเลยครับ เรื่องเหล่านี้มันเป็นเรื่องที่น้องเขาจะไม่ได้ทำในพับลิกนะครับคนอื่นอาจจะไม่ทราบแต่ว่าทุกๆอย่างไม่ว่าจะเป็นเรื่องนิสัยของผมเรื่องการรสนิยมของผมการแต่งตัวคือทุกอย่างที่ผมแบบอาจจะแบบไม่ได้ใส่ใจน้องเขาจะเป็นคนคุยเขาจะบอกผมตลอดพี่เคิลอย่าลงแบบนี้นะพี่เคิลพยายามหล่อขึ้นหน่อยนะเที่ยวนะพี่เคิลเป็นอะไรคืออย่างนี้คือสำหรับผมมากผมมองสิ่งเหล่านี้มันสิ่งที่น่ารักไงคือผมมองว่าเขาทำให้ผมดีขึ้นเขาอยากขอบคุณน้องครับเทนมากๆนะ
That's nice. Uh-oh. Oh, I didn't know where that was going.
บอกให้พี่
เนี่ย
ไม
แบบ
เคิ
เนี้
ล
ยครอบ
เช็คไป
ครอบหมด
เนี่ยของไมเคิลของแท้เลยครอบตะขาวเลย
So Michael to top 10 was that Beyonce's Upgrade.
ใส่ใจก็พอ
อย่าปฏิเสธเลยได้ไหมบอกแล้วว่าคบกันก็จบ
Seems to be a go-to, very comfortable move here. That reaction, though. Just part of the massage. Secretly, that's what the masseuse is doing while you're face down. They're just like... Oh, here's the other angle. This might not be right yet. This might be coming up soon. See, I knew it. I knew it. That's a common occurrence. Oh, here we go. Oh, there you go. There's that angle. Drunken wet equals sock round. Oh my gosh. To be that's why we got what? to scope that in the background. Good Lord. Like a fine-tooth comb. Jason, would you say this is mostly sweetness, less chaos? Or is it sweet chaos? I'm leaning towards sweetness. Oh my gosh. Very, very interesting compilation there. Michael is so whipped for top 10 and loves every second of it. That's the description. Well said. Well said. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love and also check out the channel, of course. I'm sure Jace has more videos you might be interested in. Throw the link down there for those in the chat. Chaos. Bit of both. That was the conclusion I came to after. Interesting. Let's check out the doc with some information on MichaelTopten. Here we go. Michael and Top10 are both actors in the company. Okay, number one. Who named that company? That is an interesting name. This seems... you know what this seems like? This seems like when you're trying to come up with a username and you type in change... and then it gives you a bunch of random numbers afterwards to try to come up with one that isn't taken. Change 2561. Michael, also known as Michael Schofield, was born 26th of May, 1996, so 29 years old, has been in the industry prior to joining Change. 2561 is probably the year it was founded. My brain changes the number combo every time. Oh, tie year. Interesting. He had guest or main roles in these BLs: Lovesick, Oxygen, Call It What You Want, Until the World Ends. Those are great. I really like Call It What You Want, Until the World Ends. Those are great titles. Michael has a bachelor's degree in business administration, majoring in finance and baking. Nice. Top10. Born in the year 2000, 25 years old. Joining Change was his entry into the industry. Studied broadcasting, so definitely using that degree. Streaming media production at Bangkok University's Faculty of Communication Arts. They met when the company, Change 2561, decided to start making BL content. Well, there you go. They held open auditions and gathered the group of 12. But then rather than immediately cast the characters, they created a YouTube series called Boy's Journey. In Boy's Journey, they tested chemistry, encouraged cast bonding. What are we talking about here? What kind of bonding? And ultimately cast the roles and matched up the pairings. Michael and Top10 weren't an official pairing. Since their characters North and Sonic were platonic friends, they were paired for group dances, games for fan events, etc., but were not an official ship. In a previous reaction, you got a taste of a relationship between North and Sonic's Season 1 relationship, and they were just best friends. There was an element of, but what if? What if? Between the North Sonic ship being unexpectedly popular, unexpected to the company at least, and the boys being paired up in the dance routine for the theme song performances, etc., fans started to ship them. The boys certainly encouraged this, with Michael particularly campaigning his case, which is honestly a smart idea. A smart career move there. I mean, yes, if you're into the other person, that makes sense, right? Obviously. But also, career-wise, you probably are going to have a stronger career if you're in a ship that people like. There's an outtake where staff had various pairs kiss, so who knows? I haven't seen this outtake. Well, time to get on it. I'll see if I can find it. There's been a running joke that Topten, as one of the youngest of the group, was the kid of Supernut, which is a wild name out of context, who is one of the oldest. To this end, on group lives, etc., Michael had asked Nut for permission to court his kid. Okay, that's wild. That's a wild sentence. And advice regarding Top 10. Hopefully by the time of stream, I found clips with subs, because so far I've lost them. Grumpy Jace time. Michael asking in a group chat, is Top 10 missing him?
แม่ท็อป 10 คิดถึงไม่เคยเปล่า
ไปกินน้ำก่อนนะก็ไม่รู้
I want to get some water first.
แย่แป๊บนึงนะ
Didn't find the clips you wanted? Just left alone. Left alone. Michael goes live. Michael goes live on TikTok with Ben's, but only because he thinks Top 10 is with him.
เฮ้ยเบนพูดดีไม่คุยด้วยแหละ100อยู่กับป๊อปไอ้เบน
It's that face for me. Oh, that face. Michael Top 10 were announced as an official ship when Change had their 2025 lineup announcement event. They were announced as in Goddess Bless You from Death as the official second couple. Later, when Pip Pabe 2 released a trailer, North and Sonic were sharing a kiss. Oh. Michael is captain of the peanut ship, so it's ping nut ship, so it's balanced. That's funny. At this announcement, the prospect of NC scenes were mentioned. Michael's expression is everything. Oh my gosh, it's so brutal. There's a gate outside that keeps opening and closing, and every time it opens, it's like the most grating, like fingernails on a chalkboard. Just, it has been brutal.
เราจะเห็นเลิฟซีนคู่นี้ไหมครับ เราจะเห็นเลิฟซีนคู่นี้ไหมครับ ต้องรอพี่ชอตอนุมัติต้องถามข้างหลังอยากเห็นเปล่า น่าจะอยากแล้วล่ะจัดไปเอาล่ะจัดไปเอาล่ะพร้อมเปล่า
It's the giggling and campaigning for pairing, but then the reality.
เลิฟซีนคู่นี้ไหมครับ ต้องรอพี่ชอตอนุมัติต้องถามข้างหลังอยากเห็นเปล่า
Goddess is currently filming and slated to begin airing on October 31st. Perfect for the murder and ghost themed show. Yes, that is perfect timing, actually. Be careful what you wish for. I love the fact that, they're releasing it in October. That seems right. I can't remember what movie it was, but it was like a scary movie that came out in like July. And I'm like, why would you not wait for October? Like, that's when I want to watch those crazy, over the top, scary movies. Like, that is what I want. Both Goddess and Zombiver are dropping on Halloween. That's awesome. That is so cool. That is great. What a day. Going to be an awesome weekend, absolutely. Michael and Top 10 are playing Dr. Say and Dr. Darren, respectively. They're members of the forensics team. In the books, the characters are not paired. In fact, in the books, Darren is female in a GL relationship. So no one knows what to expect. Interesting. Character research. Let's do a deep dive. Department of Forensic Medicine. Ooh. Something tells me the reality is not as amazing as we assume it to be. You know, everybody's like, ooh, it's probably, what was that show? Oh, dang. Oh, gosh, what was the name of that show that everybody thinks of when they think of, like, forensics? Oh, my gosh, it's escaping me, unfortunately. But, not Cold Case. Bones, yeah, certainly Bones. Everyone's just like, CSI. Oh, my gosh. Yes. Crime Scene Investigators. CSI. And everyone's just like, ooh, this, you know, I'm sure the amount of people going into forensics went up, or the amount of people that were studying to go into forensics went up. It's almost like archaeology in Indiana Jones. I took a archaeology 101 class as one of my electives. And literally the first class, the professor's just like, I want to be real with you. The first slide after his name was, archaeology is not like Indiana Jones. And it was literally a picture of Indiana Jones. He goes, it is boring and slow, but if you're into it, it can be very exciting. And I was just like, yeah, I get that. I get that. You know, going into it, you're just like, Indiana Jones, archaeology, you know, lost temples, artifacts, trapdoors. But apparently it's not that exciting. Really did increase. I nearly studied forensics myself. That's amazing. Yeah. I mean, the shows make it look so good, right? Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh. Oh. Until you're forced to look in one of those rooms and see it for what it is. That's when you lose a lot of people. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that's brutal. That is so brutal. If you've ever seen any content where it's not actual, but you know what I mean, like it's fake autopsy, instantly you're like, ooh, I don't know about doing this. I don't know about doing this. It's so brutal. They said they had a real forensic doctor on set. Hey, that makes it even better, right? Realism, all that stuff. Like being able to look at like strangulation marks and being like, well, this amount was the amount of pressure was applied, and you know it happened 6 hours ago, and you know there was a fight, there was a struggle, but ultimately it was a collapsed, you know, trachea and all that stuff. Like, ugh. It takes a specific kind of person to be able to handle that. I'm sure this was a kind of an interesting awakening for them into the real world of forensics. Preview teaser. Hey, top 10, the forensic photographer. Michael's character is the pathologist. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's rough. Let's see. I guess we can.
พบเชือกบริเวณลำคอผูกด้วยปมรูดไม่ได้ผู้ร้ายน่าจะใช้วิธีลากมาทั้ง7ศพแล้วก็ชักลอกขึ้นแขวนทีละศพหมายความว่าฆาตกรฆ่าวันละคนแต่ตอนเอาไปแขวนนี่คือแขวนพร้อมกันคุณคือผู้ต้องสงสัยในคดีฆาตกรรมผมไม่ได้ทำของคุณตำรวจผมไม่ได้ทำจริงๆถ้ามึงไม่ได้ทำแล้วใครทำหลายคืนก่อนผมฝันว่าจะเกิดเรื่องไม่ดีขึ้นที่นั่นจะบอกว่าผีส่งสัญญาณให้มึงฝันแบบนั้นตุ๊กตาหัวขาดอะไรนี่มันเกี่ยวข้องกับคดีด้วยเหรอครับถ้ามันไม่ใช่ผีอ่ะแล้วมันจะเป็นอะไรอ่ะพี่เวลาผมอยู่กับพี่สิงหาผมก็ไม่รู้เหมือนกันว่าทำไมผมถึงไม่เห็นสิ่งน่ากลัวพวกนั้น
That is That's looking awesome. It's gory. Yeah, I would say so. Whoa. That looks wildly good. Absolutely well done on that. Wow. That's perfect for Halloween weekend. It's not even the full trailer, it's a preview. Making my husband watch it with me. Yeah, that's cool. During the group reaction, Top 10 accidentally gets headbutted. Oh. No. Oh my gosh. Ow. Last month during a live, Pit Babe co-stars Benz and Milk said this of the pair. Benz, top 10? Michael sticks so close to him, guys. Milk said, they've been so in love lately. Ben said, too much love. Sometimes I get jealous, you know. When fans asked another co-star Pop about Michael Top 10, he said, now they are very much in love. It's Michael's season. They love each other enough to put up with everything. It's just the season, so he lets it roll. Posts from the boys and being teased by co-stars. Holding hands is teased because in Thailand it's seen as intimate and a PDA. You may have noticed that wrist holding happens more often in shows or even with pairings. I'd even eat sugar for you. Is it the same pair of hands feeling familiar? Just massaging hands. Are you secretly filming? You guys are already so sweet together. Oh my gosh. Last month, after spending weekdays filming for Goddess and weekends flying around Asia doing Pit Babe 2 fan meets, Michael was hospitalized. Oh no. That's too bad. Official announcement on the health condition of artist. Oh, I'm like sitting right in front of it there. There we go. Change 2561 would like to announce that our artist, Michael, has been diagnosed with influenza type A and is currently resting for recovery at the hospital. Dang. That must be a bad case of the flu if you're at the hospital. As a result, Michael will be unable to participate in the Pit Babe Level Up fan meeting tour in Osaka on August 23rd, 2025. The remaining 12 members will continue with the scheduled activities as planned. Michael will be on hiatus to rest and recover until he's fully healthy and be able to resume activities according to the schedule. Change 2561 sincerely appreciates all the love and support from the fans for our artists. Please kindly remind everyone to take good care of your health as well. Indeed. He looks super rough. Oof. Michael's super healthy, no junk food except because of Top 10. That's funny. Hey, sometimes you gotta get a little treat in, you know? Yeah, that's brutal. I guess, you know, what they can do probably is just give you fluids, which will help tremendously, make you feel better. Fittings. Didn't come as a huge surprise to fans. He said he wasn't feeling right in various social media for about a week. Yeah. I think it 5 to 7 days for the onset. What do they call that? The gestation period of flu. Additionally, the intense schedule of filming, whilst also doing Pit Babe promo, has meant that a large portion of the onset photos are of sleeping actors. Fittings. Oh my gosh. That is out. For sure. That is absolutely out. Twitter teasing. Are you... Michael started it. Are you joining the scene or going to sleep, Dr. Darren? Top 10. Top 10 responded, "Vanish, chubby cheeks." I don't even get the context of that, but that's very funny. Well, I guess he posted back. That's hilarious. Calls him chubby cheeks, huh? Michael Asleep on Top 10 was in the video. Oh, yeah. When I joked about the masseuse giving some elbows. Nice pasta in the back there. I could go for pasta. I haven't had pasta in forever. This one was in the video. The blanket is top 10s, but there's plenty of shots of Michael under a 2. Oh my gosh. It's like those videos of the college parties or university parties where they like start drawing on you. That was much sweeter though. Michael spent the weekend in the hospital whilst Top 10 had to perform without him. Top 10 missing Michael on stage. Let's see here. Michael did share photos of the flowers he was sent by the cast company and himself in hospital, but has since deleted them. A fan did compile one of his posts with Top 10's Get Well message, including a FaceTime screenshot and some well wishes from others. Sick with influenza A, which prevents me from attending the fan meeting in Osaka. I've consulted with every doctor. And the conclusion is that for the safety of those around me, obviously it's very contagious, right? I should get better first. I'm here to apologize to my Pip Babe friends, the staff, all the fans. I'm deeply saddened. Get well soon. Get well soon. Doctors say, take care of your health, rest a lot, take all your medicine, okay? You'll be back to your lively self, running around in no time. You know what's amazing? When you're healthy, you know, quote unquote healthy, you know, you don't have some sort of cold or flu or something like that, you take it for granted. And then immediately when you're sick at all, maybe it's hard to breathe out of your nose, maybe you got a little phlegm or something like that, mucus, you completely have appreciation for like normal breathing and just normalcy. It's unbelievable. Like, we all take the day-to-day kind of for granted, and then we get sick at all, and we're just like, oh, I miss the days. We just immediately turn into like nostalgia for, you know, not being sick. Just a strong urge to not be sick. It's amazing like that. Pop and Lee are other Pip Babe actors. They're both in Goddess also. Nice. Rest my friend. I'll use my friend's energy to release it for you. Nice. That's very sweet. At an event for Goddess earlier this week in Thailand.
Here's what they said. That you're looking for a boyfriend. I see that. Give me time, you know I'm gonna be that. Don't be scared to go, put your trust in me. Can't you see? All I really wanna be is your boyfriend. Can't fight that. Knock me down, you know I'm coming right back. I don't care at all what you've done before. All I really want.
Top 10 exists. True. I'm starting to realize the that quote way back there where it's like super clingy or something like that. Yeah. There you go, Ben's. Michael sticks so close to him. The entire time I was watching it, I'm like, that quote. They've just left Thailand on a 2-week trip, taking them to fan events in Mexico and Brazil. Last year, they went to Brazil. Video emerged of the boys being affectionate at a party.
Club, getting dubs. With a bad bitch in his ear saying that she down for whatever. In the back of his mind is Coretta. And she knows. She knows. And I know she knows. And I know she knows. And deep down she knows.
He's the one.
She knows. And I know she knows. And I know she knows. Well, alright. Oh, club, getting dubs. With a bad bitch in his ear saying that she down for whatever. In the back of his mind is Coretta. And she knows.
Part of me's just like, who is recording this?
And I know she knows. And I know she knows. And deep down she knows. She knows.
Arriving in Mexico.
ไอ้นี่ไม่รังทีมแน่นอนโอ้ไอ้เรือ
Nice. I had no idea Pit Babe 2 was going on. Pit Babe cast met the Thai ambassadors in Mexico. Wow. Which the cast of The Heart Killers also did earlier this summer. Interesting. Wow, they're meeting ambassadors? Excellent. It kind of makes sense, honestly. It's very well, it's worldwide. It's international, right? Might need to scroll down. Oh, there you go. There we go. It is a great, tourism thing, exporting shows and showing off, obviously, the locations. It makes sense that you would meet some fairly important people doing this. Truly delighted and deeply honored that H.E., the ambassador of Thailand to Mexico, and his spouse graciously hosted a dinner reception at the ambassador's residence in Mexico City to welcome the 13 leading actors of Pit Babe, the Series 2. It was one of our most memorable moments in Mexico. It's quite the residence. Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, that's a huge fish tank back here, right above my head. When they funded shows like Shine and others, government's actually sponsoring BL shows to promote tourism. Oh, yeah, that's right. Partly funded, right. To be continued. To be continued. I mean, it is a great opportunity to show off the country. Someone that I listened to in a interview, Tom Cruise, I might have mentioned this before, but he mentioned, one of the great things that he really enjoys about shooting movies is location scouting, finding areas on the map that haven't been recorded yet in major movies that he can use and then use as a background, and people will go, whoa, what is that place? Using places you don't recognize as much. So it's kind of great that they are partly funded by certainly the tourism board in their respective government. As long as there's no, strings attached to it other than just promoting the general tourism, of course. But yeah, that's awesome. It's very cool. I'm sure they offer some advice as to location scouting and stuff like that. But I thought that was kind of an interesting little tidbit there from Tom Cruise. Shows that particularly focus on Thai culture tend to get the funding. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Very cool. Well, good for them. That's quite the opportunity and honor. Locations, food, products. Yeah. Yeah, I would think so. It's very neat. I like that. I do like that. Yeah. Again, as long as there's no strings attached to that, it's great. I don't see any issue with it. But that's awesome. Good for them. And the fact that they're like, this is like a worldwide tour and promotion. Like, that is awesome. Like, that's the big time. That's big stuff. If you're able to go to other countries, they welcome you, and you're able to promote your movie, your show, whatever. Like, that's awesome. So it comes out Halloween, right? Or at least it airs. That's great. That is such good timing. It's just amazing to me that, that they would release any movie that was scary or, any sort of thriller or something like that outside of this time zone. Like, this is perfect. Any time in October. It could be the 3rd, like today. It could be, 15th, 31st. As long as it's in this season, it seems like more people are open to that kind of content. What I'm doing personally so far is that every night of October, I'm trying to watch. I did this a couple of years ago. I think I did a couple of days last year. I don't know if it was the full 31. It might have been. I try to watch some new scary movie that I haven't seen, or some thriller that has some element of scaring to it. I remember doing it a couple years ago, and I was going for like the really scary, like gory, really just stomach turning movies. And halfway through the month, I was just like, I don't know if I can do this. It was like, I was so done with it. I just went way too hard in the paint, like Hostel and all that stuff. Just Hills Have Eyes and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and just doing like all the brutalness up front. And I went way too hard in the paint. Oh gosh, completely turned me off to scary, gory movies. And I was just like, I don't know. I still went along with it, but it was tough. It was really tough. And I only watch it when it's like dark and the lights are off, which makes it way worse. Mexico airport arrival for Pit Babe was crazy. So many screaming fans. Brazil is always crazier, so looking forward to that. That's cool. That is really neat. I love that. I absolutely love that for them. That is so cool. It's got to be quite the joy to go to a different country and see how much they embrace you. Like, I'm sure, being famous in your own country is pretty big, right? Like, you go anywhere, people will recognize you or something like that. But to go to a completely different country, maybe even, obviously a different continent, and they're still going crazy and like trying to get photos and asking questions and recognizing you, like, that's got to be the biggest mind-blowing experience for anybody who's famous. Like, I'm sure people, if they're famous in their own country, they're kind of used to that, and it's still probably pretty, interesting and wild and whatnot. But it's got to be a totally different experience to go to, who knows where. Name your country, right? And somebody else from a different country is just like, wow, they know me here? I guess everybody watches the same content or similar content. It's crazy. I'm such a wuss with horror, but I've made a Halloween witching hour playlist. Nice. That's awesome. I'm sure you'll enjoy that. I think Freeform, which is a cable channel here in the U.S., is doing the 31 Nights of Halloween or something like that. And last night they had Hotel Transylvania. And they're doing the Halloween Town movies, which were Disney movies back in the day. Maybe you've heard of them. I just watched the first one last night, which is amazing. It's so I mean, what do you expect? It's a Disney movie, right? Disney Channel movie. Let me get more specific. But there's something so nostalgic and, I don't know, like wholesome about it that it's a fun watch. It is a fun watch. It's not scary at all, but it's certainly around this era or this time. So it's a good watch. Jeff Satter's been doing South American tour, etc., and people singing his songs and knowing the Thai words even had him shocked. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's huge. Especially if they're singing in a totally different language to them. That's so cool. So cool. I think being a comedian, probably the toughest one would be being a comedian and going to a place where they don't speak your language and trying to like, because it's difficult because you're not of the culture, you don't have the same language, and comedy is very situational and it can be relatable, it can be general, but there's a lot of it that's super specific to areas and language and whatnot, shared experiences. So it can be kind of difficult, but if you can get a crowd of people who don't speak your language first to laugh at your jokes, I think that's got to be one of the biggest accomplishments of all time. That's huge. That's pretty incredible. So I'm assuming, comedians certainly, I mean, yes, music as well, of course, but making people laugh that don't even speak your language, that's got to make you feel so good. So good. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. This stream flew by. We're at 3 hours. Does it feel like it? It doesn't feel like it to me at all. Like it feels like we've been at this for like an hour and a half, maybe. Wow. If you enjoyed that, I hope you did. Obviously I did. I thought we were still going at this point. Follow the Twitch channel if you'd like to watch live. Sub to the YouTube channel so you can see these when they get posted, and it'll be recommended to you on your homepage and whatnot. If you would like to request your own videos and literally guide the stream, you can certainly do so. ToddReacts.com. Season and series tiers are the ones you want. Where's that song? There it is. I hope you have a tremendous weekend. Welcome to October. It's going to be a fun one. I've got some ideas up my sleeve. Just a little nod to last October. If you haven't seen that one, go back and watch it. Might be surprising. The Halloween episode. Looking forward to it this year, as I think I will from here on out, honestly. Winter collection of merch is coming soon. I'm literally working on it. I will announce when it will be released and all that good stuff, and then I'll announce a giveaway, of course, when that happens. So I hope you have a tremendous weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. Get a pumpkin pumpkin spice latte. Eat a pumpkin cookie. Carve a pumpkin. I don't know what you want to do, but enjoy yourselves. Stay safe out there. I will see you back here on Monday. Take care.